The time is upon us. Episode 20. If this is your first time checking out this podcast, I don't know why you're starting on episode 20. It's kind of fucking weird. You should start at 1 and see the progression from how we were doing serious topics until now, where it's just absolutely ridiculous. I'd like to give a highlight shout to episode 13. We had the most response from that one. It kind of showed me where we need to go with the podcast and what kind of topics you guys want to hear. So we're just going to keep providing you content like that. Apparently you enjoy the weird shit like mole people and animal trains and how to fuck different kinds of alien life and how close that alien life is and how long it would take you to get to those fucking planets to fuck said alien life. Those are all on like episode 13 through 18 or so. I don't fucking know. They're all awesome. Every episode we've done is awesome, but I really personally like the later episodes. After episode 10, it got really fucking weird, and it was a lot of fun to record them. If you guys want to support this podcast more than just listen and providing comments and likes, which all help, check out Patreon. You know, long and short, check out Patreon and maybe sign up. For as little as $1, you can keep this podcast going. Because if I'm just doing it for fucking nothing, then it doesn't fucking matter. I'm still going to do episodes regardless if you sign up or not. But it's cool to be able to provide you guys that really want to support extra content and shit that the regular public won't even have access to. Unless they sign up on Patreon, of course. And we're going to be doing cool shit like giving out free t-shirts, doing live streams of our recording sessions in the near future. There's different kinds of goals we're reaching for, and you can see all that shit when you go to the Patreon page. Also, the prime sponsor of the podcast is Aries Clothing. Near and dear to my heart because it pays my fucking bills and keeps my coolers like cold. Because, after all, this episode of the Violent Professional Podcast is brought to you by AriesClothing.com. That's my best voice. If you didn't know this, I do the fucking intro to the podcast. I also want to talk about Strike Force Energy. Strike Force Energy is a fantastic fucking drink that you probably know about. But what you didn't know is if you go to strikeforceenergy.com and use code EVILVIBES, that's EVILVIBES, because all other vibes are fucking bullshit, and you get 20% off. And not only do you get 20% off, you get free shipping, and that is included on any subscription. So if you want to support this episode also, aside from going to Patreon, you can go to strikeforceenergy.com, use code EVILVIBES all together, and you'll support my drinking habits. So that's cool. And that's it for the advertisements, because I know that everybody listening to this episode and listens to other podcasts think that advertisements are fucking bullshit. It's just a way to fund whatever the fuck we're trying to push, which is this podcast and Aries Clothing and my drinking habits. And hope you enjoy this episode. This is going to be the episode 20, the best of 001.
This is the Violent Professional Podcast brought to you by AriesClothing.com.
Top 10 countdown.
Yahoo!
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Hey!
10! Yay!
So, massive rogue asteroid comes plummeting in. We'll say it hits China because who gives a shit about China?
They can't be massive, then it has to be like
The
maybe
size
the
of Texas.
size of like a city block. Size of Texas would split the Earth's core in
And
half.
so, okay, let's say something.
Because even that small one in Russia that happened fucked up a bunch of buildings.
Yeah, and that was
It needs,
small.
it needs to be big enough to cause the chaos, but not so big that the fallout. You know, that's what killed the dinosaur. It wasn't the
Causing blood
impact.
underground.
It was the fallout from a massive asteroid hitting. So it's got to be somewhere between. But could it be enough where it induced enough chaos
Yes.
to allow us to start murdering people?
That would have to happen in the States, though, right? Because
We'll
if
say-
it's in China, we'd just be like,
Yeah.
We'll
fuck
say
it.
it hit Toronto.
So
Centralizing
North
it to the
America.
states.
Like
And so it's not a global thing that's a problem. It's just in the states. If it's that
No,
small.
if it's in the it's got to be global.
Yeah, it's got to be global.
So other Canadians are pushed down. They're like, "Oh, hey there, neighbor." They're just
We just came down here from Saskatchewan. Yeah, that home is gone. Like
Saskatoon. They're just like, "Fuck, man, fuck these dudes. They're so
our
nice."
curling team got dismantled because of the asteroid that came in there. Eh?
Wondering if you had a cup of sugar. I ran plumb out. Causes chaos. Nobody wants to be around those fucking nice people.
No. Okay, so
The streets are overrun with Canadians.
no, it's
Does this work though, or are we going to get caught into a situation where we just run out of?
Oh, it'll work. It'll work.
I mean, before we settle on something? Let's just make sure we explore all of our options.
There's a lot of bailouts for that situation.
See,
I mean,
there
like,
is.
there's all these other countries that, you could get aid from. You can still get food from. You can still get anything that would run out. You're still going to be able to get
it doesn't
stuff.
present a apocalypse type scenario
Yeah.
well enough. So therein lies the danger of like.
all right. Well, let's just not get too deep into those ones then. And we're in the apocalypse. Something had happened, and everything's destroyed. Like the beginning of
the road.
Or
Like
that
the
what's
road.
that Denzel
There's
movie
a
where
huge
he's blind?
apocalypse, and you don't even ever find out why the apocalypse
Demolition
happened.
Man?
That's Leslie Snipes.
Oh, okay.
So the world is decimated. Only small pockets of people have survived, and we happen to be a part of that small pocket.
Probably the
Hang on, how
vaccine
about-
thing is more
How about
plausible.
something happens to the sun?
Mm.
That would cause major...
A solar flare,
No, I mean, like, the sun is, like, going out.
and we
No,
have
that's
to
not
get,
possible. That's like billions of years.
Okay, but
man.
what
to
if-
get off this planet and move to Mars. We only
No,
have
wait.
10 years.
now we're getting back. We need to get to Mars. They need air.
What are you doing?
The people need air. Come on. Okay, so let's just go with something happened. We could keep it a mystery and have it be like the end of our story.
Hmm.
We might discover it along the way.
Yeah. You could have woken up in the hospital and everybody's gone.
But
That's
what,
not original. That's The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
then we just got to start building it on, like, what's happening on Earth at this point. Like,
Yes.
what is causing this? Like, what is the apocalypse? We're going to describe the apocalypse.
Yes.
of what's
Cities
going on.
are decimated.
Looting. rioting.
Looting, murder, groups are getting together, and
9. Yay!
That's what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking like we need almost like a military structure, or
Yep,
like
yep.
a
Okay,
business
okay.
structure.
So depending on, since we based around the idea that money's important, right? We can all agree on that.
the military has been
All right,
proven not
so
to work.
if you're a leader, and I'm just going to go right off fucking Wikipedia, our go-to source for all garbage. If you're one of those CEO major financial backers, you're going to be of the hairy-tailed class, the hairy-tailed mole.
hairy-tailed. Are you fighting different types of moles throughout the world?
This is one sexy cult. Hairy-tailed
All right.
moles.
All right. If you're a subset of the
Hairy tail?
hairy-tailed, you are a broad-footed of the broad-footed class.
Ooh, those sound like
I
the
kind of want to be a
soldiers.
Broadfoot.
Yeah, those sounds
think
like
about
soldiers.
hobbits.
The
Soldier
broad
boys.
And then, if you're lower than them, meaning like you're a minimal financial provider, you would be a small-toothed class.
Small tooth.
Small-toothed.
How about little bitches?
No,
I'll
it's gotta sound legit.
Professional and towards the mole kind.
You are the hair-tailed mole, and you are the small-toothed mole. And you get, like, medals and stuff you wear, like, oh, as you can
You're
see,
a
I made
Mexican
my
general,
rank within
yeah.
Now I'm a whatever flatfoot mole or
Broadfoot.
broadfoot.
There'll be times where people talk shit to the fucking small tooth mole. Like, you're just a fucking small tooth.
Yeah.
So being
You
a
don't make any
small-
decisions.
Yeah, they
You're
call
small. You're
the
small
people
tooth.
the whatever the fuck you small tooth the beautiful tails or whatever they're called. They're like, look at the fat feet.
I've talked to the 7. They don't agree with small tooth. That's
Ooh,
true.
oh
yes,
my god.
the 7.
I
the
didn't even realize
7.
we made a Game of Thrones reference, damn it.
8. Yay!
Anyway, one of the dudes got all this bondage fucking like stuff, and it was weird shit. Like it wasn't just like people wrapped up. It was like they were in full leather outfits, like with fake female.
Weird.
There are obviously dudes under there, like they could. I mean, nowadays it
super
could be
weird.
whatever you assume, whatever. But there were ones where they had like costumes and costumes, so like rubber suits inside of rubber fucking outfits that were like multiple layers, like a Russian nesting doll of fucking weirdness, and just people coming out of other people.
So this Scold's Bridle was also used as corporal punishment for other offenses, notably on female workhouse inmates. So coincidence, because that's how you get the Scold's Bridle. You keep your mouth open, you get the Scold's Bridle, and it keeps your mouth shut. Here's a Scold's Bridle replica on Amazon for $1,300.
Fuck yes,
$30 shipping. It is.
So it's not I mean, it's a replica because they replicated it, but it actually works. Scold's
It
Bridle.
does.
This episode of the Violent Professional Podcast is brought to you by Torture.
This one has a bell on top, so you can
So when you're making
stop moving.
So when you're mouth fucking them in the Skull Bridle, you're ding 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 ding. Oh, I love it. Love it. Scold's Bridle. It's a good one. What else, man? What else about this torture device? So basically, it just it was like the burning a witch at the stake, but they just shit talk her and they want to keep them around, but not just punish them for
So
a little bit.
it stops them from spewing witchcraft and hate
Or fucking nagging.
nagging.
7. Yay!
Us 7? We're equals amongst the mole people.
Are they moles
chose
or are they
us.
people?
Mole people.
The mole people.
Peoples.
I like it. We all know. I like it.
They're a mammal-like mole.
Okay,
Top
so
half,
now look at
top
Jer-
half mole,
See, I-
bottom half man.
You see, when you say that,
Great abs.
You see, when,
It's like a mermaid, but opposite, and it's with moles.
you see, when you say that, like I
Mole
envision
people.
like going to PetSmart and there's a chinchilla or a fucking gerbil just running.
I
Like,
wear
sure,
those.
love
I don't
dust.
own those. I don't know what you're talking about.
You wear chinchillas?
You ever see
Sure,
a chinchilla?
I think I've
I don't
got. I
fucking
think
know.
I've got a cult name. I think it just came to my head.
The chinchillas.
What you got?
Since the center of the Earth is a crystal, right? And we had the
yes.
mole people,
Yep.
which emits light, which is heat, which the center of the Earth
this
is
is
up
gonna
to
be good.
11,000
Oh, those will
degrees.
build
The moles are the protectors, right?
Mhm.
We are the light's protectors.
Mole people, mole people, holy
so,
mole.
at this point,
I'll
we've
drink
been
to
renamed from the
that.
EEP to the Lights Protectors.
The light
Or
protectors.
LPs.
the lights.
Or the LPs, because everyone needs a great fucking shortened acronym version of what their name is. We're going after CEOs. We're getting the money.
We're the EEP.
Because everyone knows when you get money, you can get bitches
You
and
ain't
pop bottles.
EEP,
Wait,
you
that's
don't
not what we're
know
talking
me.
about.
Everybody's talking. Just let Jeremy finish. Just
All right,
go.
the LP's established. We've got our CEOs. We got money. Okay, money's coming in. Now, we need to use that money to influence the other part of the army we need to ensure we can secure our ride off of Earth.
That's easy.
We swim up in everyone's DMs. That's it.
Let's back up a little
You
bit.
just paid them.
Hang on,
You
hang
just
on,
paid
hang
the
on. Drew
alphas.
believes we need to take a step back.
Let's step back a little bit. What is our structure underneath the 7? Because most of these people are lost that came to our cult, right?
The LPs.
So we need essentially structure underneath the 7, so they have like
They need to have names that are in line with what a mole is.
Like, what if
not-
we're
not
outranked?
names,
The
but
gerbil.
I'm talking like
But then
we have
make
these
rank.
these people made what paying through money like some other different cults to climb the ladders within the light's protectors. They become whatever, like the swordsmen of the light or something along those lines, to where they're like, I'm important, because they have to feel important. They just don't want to be just plebes, planting flowers and harvesting potatoes. Like, we need like how you have pictures of moles up there, ugly fucking creatures.
6. Yay!
Have you ever had a house cat? I fucking don't like cats. I don't have them. I've got a dog, and she claws the shit out of me. But house cats, which are little tiny fucking things, will fuck you up. Like, if they're
predators.
They just randomly get fucking crazy and dig in with their front paws and then start kicking the fuck out of you with these big ass talons in the back. Kick you
retractable talons.
They can be nice. They can also plant toxoplasmosis in your brain and control you to like them more.
Google it if you haven't seen that. YouTube and
It's
Google.
fucked up.
It's weird.
Yeah, mind control parasite. You probably all have it. If you're like, no man, I'm not listening to Violent Professional Podcast. He's got a cat. He's got a big cat as the fucking logo.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's because
How
it's
do you
mind
know?
control.
Yeah, he's got mind control.
It made me. The cat's made me. I'm not saying I don't have it. I'm just saying that that's what they do. I'm woke. And so you imagine like the fucking like a house cat that can fuck you up, and you're just like, fuck this thing, and you fucking want to bury it in its cat box, which by the way has to shit in dirt in your house. So fuck that thing. But imagine if you were out there and there's a big ass fucking, like, it's a cat. It's a big cat. It's the same thing. It's gonna fuck it.
Big ass fucking.
It's a big ass fucking cat. That's why I went after the tranny. So anyway, this cougar will fucking bite you. And first off, it's gonna sneak up on you.
Yeah.
And it's gonna bite your fucking neck, and then it's gonna take its talons, dig them into your chest cavity, and then kick the fuck out of you until your guts pour out.
And
you're fucking dead.
It'll only eat your guts. it'll eat like your liver and your spleen and then your guts, and then that's it.
And it goes row.
Leave the rest. Row. And leave.
And then it leaves you for the bears and shit.
Yeah. Or
the Pacific Northwest hyena.
The raccoons.
the raccoons.
The fabled mountain turtle is gonna eat your guts.
Fucking mountain turtle. There's no mountain turtles.
Mountain salmon? I don't know. Mountain jellyfish?
I've made a few mountain jellyfish. Fucking mountain turtle. That's good. I like that.
Can you imagine if there was like a mountain octopus or something that's just climbing around trees?
It's
what
like
the fuck is that thing?
Dude, it's like from prehistoric time. It's been living in the fucking, like, there's caves with water and shit that's filled up. It's living in there, and you're just like hiking out with your family, and you're like, bro, and you get a fucking tentacle pops out, rips you in there, and you're just like, what the fuck? It's like the mountain goats that fucking gored that dude up in Illinois that fucking like just ran out of nowhere because he was pissing and fucking bucked him off.
You hear that? Don't whip your dick out in front of a mountain goat.
Mountain goats like piss, and that's no shit true.
5. Yay!
How would we describe the intelligence of this alien life form?
I don't think they're smart at all. They walk around going, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
They communicate in
How do they know
blabbles.
that they blabble? I mean, we're not physically there.
Drones. We sent the fucking drone spaceship there. We're examining this. This is how we know that they look like fish and they got a fucking cock and puss on one side. That's how we know.
Wait, so just the
Pictures.
females have the vaginas in the ears, or is there a dick coming out of their ears for the dudes? What's going on here?
I thought they had a pussy on one side and a dick on the other.
No. The
Headphones.
males have
That's what I was talking
the
about.
males have dick feet.
Dick feet.
So they have
God damn it.
they have
So
legs.
they're walking around like, oh fuck, oh fuck.
So they have two dicks.
It's more like
Is it constantly like smacking the ground?
So they have two dicks, so they can get each ear pussy with their
Exactly.
Oh, God, I don't even know which hole I'm gonna fuck when I first get there.
That's ridiculous.
We're at a disadvantage. We only have one dick. They got two dicks.
Yeah, they talk shit. They're massive dick feet. Do they have dick for the foot and it's all squishy and shit when they're walking around?
No, it's
And it
just
assists them.
No.
Or do they
no.
have dick toes?
It's
Like a whole bunch of dicks.
They don't have any toes.
Perma-hard dick feet.
They don't have any toes. They're in a perpetual state of erection.
Perma-hard dick feet.
I'm so confused. So they're top half fish, bottom half human, and they're just got boners walking around?
Well, they wouldn't
in
be
the normal
human.
spot?
They just have human-like legs.
Okay.
And do they have like fish-like tops? Like it's not a specific kind of fish. It's not like they're just
It's not like
fish
it's
looking.
Yeah, it's not like if you're fucking. If I cut your torso off and attach a trout to the top of you.
That's what everyone's picturing.
Yeah,
right
I'm literally picturing like the head of a trout and then the bottom half of a person.
And he's like upright. He's gonna because he can't like.
So
put
is
his
it
head
more
over
like
he's
the,
gonna-
No,
fish dude
it's
from
more
Hellboy?
like it's more like they got the gills,
Yeah, I like
right?
that.
We
fish
got the
dude from
gills because
Hellboy.
we know that's well, we don't know, but we know that's how fish fucking get air oxygen from the water. So they got like gill-like things on their sides. They have like almost like T-Rex arm fins, and they can curl them in with hands. No thumbs, no opposable thumbs.
How are they then moving through the water elegantly at a high
with
rate
their
of
dick
speed?
feet.
That's not possible.
They need web. They need some kind of
None
web.
of this
app.
is possible. Don't
it's
get
about the-
fucking stupid.
It's about the
Silly.
movement. It's like the snake-like movement. You know, you've
Okay.
seen a snake doesn't have arms. It
Water
cruises through the
snakes.
water.
So they're longer than we are.
So-
they're,
yeah.
they're very long.
So they have. So they don't have
beings.
a skeleton. Or like, what is their makeup of?
I don't know. You
Obviously.
got to get up in them guts to find out, homie.
It's gonna be hard to get in them
We
guts
can't
because the pussy's
X-ray.
in the ear.
Although we have, after a while, sent sonar drones that can pierce through their fleshy bodies and see if their boners are made out of bone or just like skin dicks.
Or they're like cartilage and it's not bone, like actual bone, or it's something else completely.
We don't know what it is. We've never
They
seen it
have
before.
2 hearts and 4 stomachs.
One of them got, when we first landed the craft, was scared and it started running, and we got it on video. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's got its dick caught, like one of its dick appendage caught in a rock, and it ripped off and grew back like a starfish.
Like immediately.
Immediately. So we know they have appendages that will regenerate.
Like a lizard.
Yeah, exactly. A tail of a starfish or a lizard.
4. Yay!
I had a thing for smoked cheeses. So
Could you bring your mouth close to the microphone, though?
there we go.
I'd love to hear about these smoked cheeses. I just, nothing gets me going.
Some
Like
good
a-
smoked cheese.
Like a smoked cheese. I like to smoke them. I like them already smoked. And this episode of the Violent Professional Podcast is brought to you by Smoked Cheese. Go ahead, David.
So yeah, no, it. I got hit by a car. Guy was doing 35.
Were you eating the smoked cheese?
I was attempting to.
All right, start over.
So
How
no,
is this all fucking?
I step off the curb after making a purchase of smoked cheese. This son of a bitch thinks he's gonna pass an 18-wheeler, and
And the last thing he said was, that's Gouda.
that guy's eating smoked cheese. Fuck him. That's what happened.
Fuck you, cheese eating asshole. Fucking suck a dick.
Fucking walking across the street eating cheese. Fuck you.
He's like, oh, what is that? Cheese? Is that a smoked cheese? I gotta get a good look at that. Brr.
So, dude was walking across the street. You had your son with you,
yeah,
right?
I had my 2-year-old
Were
son.
you were holding him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So the car hit you on the right side.
my left.
Your left.
Yeah,
Okay.
my left. Yeah, destroyed my leg,
Like how bad?
like multiple places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, reconstructive surgery on my tibia and fibula.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds
Tibular?
dirty.
I think it's a tibia.
It's
Is it
tibia.
is it the tibia?
Tibular, fibular.
Tibia and
my
fibia.
tubular fibula.
Yeah. So yeah, it sucked. Yeah.
So
Woke up.
I went and saw him in the hospital right after it happened, and he was just like fucking loopy. And what's funny is I brought a copy of the newspaper, right? Because the newspaper did an article on it and said this fucking 45-year-old guy.
Got my fucking age wrong.
He said he was 45-year-old man was hit by a car walking from Jay's farm stand back to his house.
Yeah.
The title of it said, cheese.
Smoked cheeses. Wasn't a Gouda time. It was not a Gouda time. So,
Cheese enthusiasts did not have a Gouda time.
So what-
Smoked by a vehicle. It's a cheesy situation.
not your normal Jay's farm stand.
3. Yay!
In most of our free time doing tandems, we're running around the bars and shit, and we're hoping that when we put our fingers back behind a skirt, we don't come up with a Johnson. When I'm down on the bottom of the ocean looking for gooey ducks, there's these little holes in the divots in the bottom of the sand, and I put my fingers in that hole, and I hope to God I come up with a Johnson. So constantly, in my other job, I'm checking for trannies and hoping I come up with the big one.
That's a good analogy, dude.
Dude, it's totally like that. There's no visibility. You're drunk as shit on the bottom. You know, it's like the parenthetic, like the parallels. At night, you're drunk as shit. You're looking for you're looking, checking for trannies just to make sure you can get a blowjob, you know, and it be okay. And then in the water, you're blind because the fucking soot and the silt because we have a pressure washer in one hand and it's like blasting the sand so you can dig them out. And so, like, the visibility is shit, especially in the Puget Sound. So you can't see shit, kind of like you're drunk. just stumbling around, putting your fingers in holes. And during the day, I'm hoping I fucking come up with a Johnson because it's a gooey duck. But at night, I'm hoping it's just a sweet honey hole.
What's the biggest gooey duck you've harvested?
I don't know, man. I got some pictures. We don't really weigh them individually. Like they're in like milk crates. And then like,
show me with your hands, like how big?
See, the thing is when you dig them out, they're like stretched out. So I'll be shoulder deep on the bottom of the floor, body laid out on the bottom with the pressure washer in the hole. And I can't reach the bottom of the shell to get the fucker out. So I'm blasting and trying to move the wand around to kind of to break him loose. And once I bust him out, that fucking shaft shrinks, just like when your dick gets cold in the winter. And they can retract it all the way down. So how they look when you pull them out of the fucking mud is totally different from how you feel them when you dig them out of the fucking mud. Because I'm like head deep, like I can't even reach the bottom of the shell, but I can manage to bust them loose. And then they come up and it's like, I was arm deep for something that won't even reach my forearm now. You see what I'm saying? Like they're deep.
Gooey duck. My mind has been blown tonight, dude. Gooey duck and DMT. Two things I've never even heard of.
We're at the bottom of the ocean, just like violently trying to pull out these fucking horse cocks of the mud and put them in your bag. So that's another, like, whatever, how many dollars a pound. And we're professionals.
Fucking gooey duck wranglers, man.
Violent professionals. It's not a fucking like PC environment we work in, right? No. We're pushing people out of planes. We're fighting cocks out of the mud at the bottom of the fucking ocean. Up and down, nuts to butts all day. Nuts and fucking dicks in my hand in the ocean.
You have some pretty cool fucking jobs, dude.
I don't know, man. It sounds pretty horrible for when you say it like that.
2. Yay!
We're going to talk about some realistic stars and stars that host it could be a habitable zone for a planet to exist where life, but because we don't know if human species is the extent of... Yeah, it's a fly. I see it.
Yeah, I know. I can hear it, though.
We don't know if the human species is the extent of intelligent life. We're going to figure out what that intelligent life is, and is it, secondly, most important, is it fuckable?
Does it have 3 tits?
So we have 3 things we've got to accomplish. What exoplanet names they are? Is there life on it? And can you fuck that life?
Of course, that's the first thing you think about.
And how fragile is that life when you fuck it? Does it survive the fucking?
Have you ever seen the Gilgamesh?
A Gilgamesh vagina is 3 feet long, wide, and has razor
sharp teeth.
So the Gilgamesh will come in here. Not our creation, but it's still plausible. Do you really expect us to have sex with that? Forget about the Gilgamesh. Then the fucking queen spider. Yeah. Spider. Fucking dumb.
Oh, it's fantastic.
1. Yay!
The golden moles, or AKA the golden girls.
Well, I wanted to see. I wanted to see what was already out there, and I made the mistake of googling mole sex terms, and Urban Dictionary came up with mole freel, and apparently it's to pour chocolate sauce on a Hispanic man's dick and give him a give him a blowjob.
So, are we going with the premise of that?
When he nuts on said partner, it becomes the mole freel. Mole freel, mole freel, mole freel.
I just spit up on the floor.
Top 10 countdown.
Yahoo!
Oh yeah, that sounds good.